What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So I got some extremely disturbing news to report to you all. It's extremely disturbing, like no lie. Like when I saw the video of this, it was extremely chilling to the bone. A Baltimore man by the name of Rajay Sharif Black killed his ex-girlfriend, his pregnant ex-girlfriend. He killed his ex-wife, and then he proceeded to take his own life, while two of his children were in the car while he was inside of his ex-wife's home, killing her and then killed himself, right? So I saw this story going around on social media. It was all on Instagram. And I saw this video of Mr. Black confessing to killing his pregnant ex-girlfriend while he's outside the residence of his ex-wife. He's talking about how he's been in a tough custody battle with his ex-wife. His ex-wife had accused him of molesting his children. His pregnant ex-girlfriend was basically threatening to accuse him of doing the same. He had enough of it. It drove him to depression. And basically he was there to kill her as well. And as she comes to the door, I hear him saying, "Oh, here's my ex-wife here's my ex-wife here right now." And then he tells her, "Today's the day." And then the video cuts off. And y'all, and we know what followed after that. Y'all, when I saw this video, y'all, like, I promise y'all, like, I was like, wow. Like, it made me really want to say, damn, I wish we didn't have social media to see videos like this. Some of this, like, I'd rather not see stuff like this because it really, really does something to me. No lie, man. And the thought of his children being in a car while he's on the way, because I believe I believe the children, that was their mother that he killed inside of that home. His ex-wife was their mother. So just imagine his children being in the car while their father kills their mother and then kills himself. Just imagine, like, that is downright unfathomable. Like, I don't even know where these children's psyche is going to be. Like, they going to need so much counseling. Like, it's ridiculous. They're going to need a lot of love, support, so much counseling. It's like, man. You know what I mean? And the only silver lining in this story is that children were not harmed. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times in instances like this, when some people are just extremely fed up to the core or whatever, with whatever they got going on in life, whenever they suffering from type of mental illness, where they got any type of like demons they battling, or they suffering from some type of problem or whatever, a lot of times they feel like everybody has to die. And they end up taking the lives of the children as well. So the only silver lining in this is that the children were not harmed. But other than that, this story is absolutely, like, it's disturbing on so many levels, man. Like, and it's the thing, everybody that knows me personally and know anybody that's been watching my channel, but really that knows me personally, know that I don't have any tolerance for men that can't control their emotions, where they want to murder people because things aren't going their way, or because a woman isn't acting in the way that they deem acceptable. Right? A woman isn't acting the way you want her to act or whatever. So you just go off the limb and you go and take her life, right? To me, that has always been characteristics of a very weak man, right? Now, as I stated before, the man in this video was saying he was going through a terrible custody battle with his ex-wife. She had accused him. He said falsely accused him of molesting his children or whatever, and it led him down a road of depression. Right? Again, he additionally stated that the woman he was currently dating, or he had his ex-girlfriend or whatever, the woman he was dating and he impregnated, she threatened to do the same thing to him when things went sour in their relationship. Right? Now, these women are not here to defend themselves, right? So we don't know their side of the story. We don't know what happened. We don't know if this actually occurred or not, you know. However, even if, and we don't know if the things were true or not, the allegations were true, if they said it, if the allegations were true or not, we don't know those things. However, even if his ex-wife did falsely accuse him of molesting his children, even if she did lie about it, even if the new girlfriend threatened to do the same, that does not justify him killing these women. It does not. I'm looking in the comment section, I'm seeing dudes like, man, you know what? I feel homeboy, man. They pushed him to the limit. These women playing with his emotions, playing with his children. I understand them taking their life, man. I understand that. I get it. Brother, that does not justify him killing these women, man. Just because, I want to say this loud and clear, just because a woman may be trifling, that does not mean a death sentence is warranted to that person. Because a woman is trifling does not mean a death sentence is warranted to that person because a woman may be trifling, right? If these women made these false accusations, they were absolutely wrong. They were foul because those are sickening allegations. However, I want to be very clear. You still don't kill anybody for lying on you, even if the accusation is egregious. Because now the children are left with no parents at all. Now they don't have the mother, they don't have the father, they don't have no parents for the rest of their life. And I'm sure that's not something that they ever would dream of or want ever in their life, right? I know they wouldn't at all. Now another parent has to come, or another family member has to come pick up the children. They have to go to another family member's home. And who knows what these other family members may be living like. A lot of times when children get taken into other households, they get looked at as burdens rather than, you know what, I'm going to love these babies and take care of these babies as my own. There have been situations where when adults take in other children, they get looked at as burdens, and the children feel that they are a burden to that family, and then it leads them to a whole nother spiral of a whole bunch of other mess. So I'm sure they didn't never want to have this at all. Now they're left with now they're left with no parents because the father couldn't control his emotions or his anger to where he killed these women, right? Now look, I'm very cognizant of the court system. I know that courts do tend to believe a lot of women in these situations, when situations like this occur. Like they tend to believe a lot of women. I do also know, I'm knowledgeable, I'm not ignorant to the fact that there are women who put a wedge between a father and his children out of spite, maybe because the relationship didn't work out. So there are women who put a wedge between the children and the mother because of that, right? However, Mr. Rajay Sharif Black, he shouldn't have killed these women because at the end of the day, Mr. Black is not the Most High. So he shouldn't be determining who lives and who dies. That's not within his hands at all, right? He should also know that if he kills these women, right, and himself, it would damage his children severely to the core. Like it could damage that probably cannot be repaired to where they're going to need some strong counseling. They're going to need love, financial and emotional support and upliftment. Right, because at that point, parents are responsible for the financial to support their children financially and so on and so forth. Now he's putting that into another person's hands, and if the family members, and I'm hoping that some loving family comes and takes the man, whether a grandparent, aunts, uncles, so on and so forth, or whatever. I'm hoping they take these children in and they love them the right way and give them all the proper nourishment and love that they need, as well as counseling, right? Because in some situations, it's some grandparents and stuff, they say, I can't handle them. I don't got no money, so on and so forth. And then the kids end up going to the court system, and then they go into foster care, so on and so forth, for all type of trifling, terrible things could happen to them. For real. Even if Mr. Black wasn't molesting his kids, it's times when people go to foster care, terrible things like that happen in foster care. So some grandparents and other family members may not have the means to support those children, and they can't do it, or they don't want to do it. They end up going to foster care. It creates a whole messier situation, even worse, right? And again, furthermore, we don't know if these accusations are really true or not. We just don't know. We heard Mr. Black's side of the story. We didn't hear these women's side of the story. And now we can't ever find out if he was innocent or if he was guilty. And the people or person who were in the wrong cannot be punished accordingly because Mr. Black killed everybody. He killed the two women and he killed himself. So now we don't know if the situation was true. We can't hear another side of the story. We can't find out if he was innocent. And the right person can't be punished, possibly for lying, or Mr. Black could have been punished properly if he was committing these heinous acts. You know what I'm saying? And again, maybe the children they're still here. Maybe the children can fill in the blanks of what happened and what didn't happen, so on and so forth. But unfortunately, it's not going to matter because all parents in the situation are deceased. All parents are deceased, man, and it's a terrible situation all across the board, man. Like, I really feel for these families. I feel for these babies, man. Like, seriously, man. And again, I don't know if if his ex-wife wasn't letting them see the children, or if she was really accusing him of molestation because the man had the children with him. right? And those children I believe, belonged to the ex-wife. I don't think he had any children besides the one in the woman's stomach with the ex-girlfriend. So his children with the ex-wife were with him. So I don't really know. I don't know if she was really accusing him of molestation. I don't know if he was battling something personally, if he was dealing with some type of mental illness. We don't know, because if a person is molesting your children, I would assume you wouldn't have them picking your children up and wouldn't have them spend quality time away from you if they molesting the babies. You know what I'm saying? Really, that part don't really check out to me. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know if she wasn't letting him see him because he had the babies with him again. He had the children with him. So I don't know, right? The children were with him when he murdered their mother. So it's just a real big messy story, man. And I know there are women who use false molestation allegations to gain power. I'm aware of that. I want everybody to know I'm knowledgeable of that. I understand that, right? But again, if these women were lying on him, why put your babies through this type of trauma? Why let your children be able to deal with this, be left to deal with this type of trauma, the aftermath of everything, right? It's not worth it in the end at all. I cannot justify Mr. Rajay Sharif Black killing these women. I just can't do it. Now, you can go to somebody else's channel and find out who may agree that something should have happened to them. I cannot justify him taking these women's life, because he didn't have to kill these women despite these circumstances. There are other, more responsible ways to handle difficult situations, to handle turmoil, to handle conflict. Now, it's a tough situation to navigate, but if you're truly innocent, there are other ways for it to come out. What comes out, if you're truly innocent, it will come out in the light. Everything will come out in the light. There are other ways to handle this situation. You know what I mean? More than just killing the people and taking their lives. And again, we still only heard one side of the story. So I'm not saying Mr. Black was lying. I'm not saying he was guilty. I'm not saying he was innocent. We don't know. So I can't just take his word for it and say, you know what, the women was falsely accusing him of of molesting his babies, so he should have killed them and they were wrong and they were heinous women. I don't know. I can't say he was just a heinous, and he was just he was wrong regardless. Right? But I can't say he was molesting them for sure, because I don't know that. We don't know, right? We only heard one side of the story, because at the end of the day, Mr. Black took these women's lives, right? He took their lives. And look, I do find it strange that both women were accusing him of such malicious crimes. Like, unless he just kept running into trifling women over and over. And I know some people got bad luck where they run into trifling women, but I'm like, wow. 2 women are accusing you of this type of situation, this type of crime. I don't know. Like, it just seems the odds of it are crazy. I'm not saying it can happen, because people can run into trifling women. I don't know. But it just seems odd that both were, accusing him of similar things. Or no, the one where the mother who was pregnant, he said she was saying she would accuse him of doing the same. So she wasn't accusing him of doing it currently. She was saying she was going to accuse him, I guess, from what he said, she would accuse him of doing the same because their relationship went sour, so on and so forth, right? But again, that is a very strong accusation for any person to make against another human being, let alone the biological father, the father of these children. It's very heinous. It's very something crazy to put out there, right? But, however, if Mr. Black, Mr. Rajay Sharif, I keep saying Tarif, Mr. Rajay Sharif Black was suffering from any form of depression, he could have sought out counseling, therapy. There were other ways for him to handle this situation, man. This was just not the right way to handle this situation at all. Like, I'm not going to be out here saying he was vindicated in doing so, he was justified in doing so, because again, just because a woman is trifling does not mean that means a death sentence for her because she's trifling. I can't sit here and say that means she should receive a death sentence for being trifling, if that was the case. And I'm not saying they were, because I don't know. But if they were lying or whatever, that does not mean that they should have faced death at his hands. Like, no. I can't co-sign that. I can and I will not, man. Also, man, the big picture in this too is that mental health is a major issue in the Black community, man. That is a major problem that must be addressed. Oftentimes in Chicago, man, downtown, I see so many Black folks who are mentally ill. They're not getting the proper treatment. They're walking around, they're homeless. I'm thinking about where their families. these facilities are closed down for the mentally ill. A lot of the facilities have closed down in Chicago, so I can imagine in other places, man. But mental health is an issue that must be addressed within our community. It is the elephant in the room that must be discussed and talked about. But this whole situation, man, was just chilling. It really messed me up to the core, man. I just see a man and he's going out to murder his ex-wife, and we didn't know he was going to kill himself, but then he admitted before that to killing his ex-girlfriend, pregnant ex-girlfriend. It was just it was terrible, man. It was terrible. It was just like, man, my God. And I hope I'm saying it right. The ex-girlfriend, she was pregnant, correct? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if she was pregnant or if she wasn't. But I believe she was pregnant at the time. Y'all let me know, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this story too. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out. Peace.